Do you ever feel afraid of being different, thinking different, expressing yourself differently? Well, then you're not alone. And quite frankly, it's not your fault. You see, we were born into a system that wants us to conform to its ideas, conform to the way that it tells us we should be. A way that does not want us to challenge authority. Think about when you go to school. You challenge the teacher, you challenge the authority, regardless of if they were wrong or right. There is punishment for that, is there not? Trying to keep us in line, teaching us how to sit in a desk for hours, preparing us to feed their system. Doing their best to calm us and not have us be free thinkers, teaching us their own information. You see it, right? And I'm not saying the system is 100% flawed or that learning is a bad thing. But here's what I'm saying. We should be questioning the system. We should be questioning these structures, these powers, these principalities. We should be questioning them. Because you see this whole system that we have, that is a man-made system. That is not nature. Okay, I go out into nature. I cannot question nature because it is. But I can question an idea, a system, a structure that is man-made. Because that is not nature. It's man-made, meaning it is subject to flaws. For example, in the US, they have this system, right? It's called checks and balances. If one party of government is doing wrong, you have another party that is checking them. And that party that checks them also has another party checking them. And so the idea is everyone has someone checking them. But what if the whole system is corrupt? What if they're colluding? What if they're not actually checking each other? Who checks that? Who checks this system? Who checks this government? The answer is simple. It's the people. The people check the government. Okay, so if this system is creating chaos, if this system is doing wrong, it is up to the people to lay judgment. Right, and this is what we're seeing now. Look in the US. Look at the uproar in people who are speaking their voices about the issues in immigration and all the stuff that is happening. Why? Because these people see injustice. And if these people don't speak up, who's going to do anything about it? Do you think it's the system that is inciting all this injustice? No. But you see, let's go back to that point where we talked about feeling afraid to color outside the lines, be outside the box, speak for yourself, think for yourself. You gotta be able to do that. You have to. Like, stand up for your rights. Allow yourself to express yourself freely. That is your right. To be able to express yourself. So if you see injustice in the world, speak up for it. Notice it. Like, you are not powerless in this world. You can affect things. Hello. You can create. You're powerful. Do you forget that? You just gonna let, BS happen? Okay? Don't. And you see, here's the thing. A lot of times, it's easier to be like that. It's easier to defend yourself when it's personally happening to you. Right? So I'm sure a lot of those people who are affected, whose families and members were affected by those issues, they speak up, they stand up, they're going on these rallies, they're doing this and that. But think about all the people who maybe don't do anything about it, but they feel it, they know it's wrong. But maybe they just, because it doesn't personally affect them, they don't say anything. It is also up to us to, when we see injustice, speak up for it, even if it's just a post, even if it's just this or that. Like, you have a voice. You can use it for good. You can use it for bad. Or you can just not use it at all. But I think a lot of people are afraid of using that voice or speaking up against the system because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to be put on a list, or they don't want to have society look bad at them. And for me, that feels a little dystopian, a little Orwellian, a little, a little strange. Because it's easy for people to look at China, for example, and say, oh, look at this social system where everyone has their car, they're tracking, they're, caught cameras looking if people cross the street at the wrong time or this or that, and, giving them the actual social score. And the thing is, like, that is a very obvious, in front of your face system. But if you look at the US, I feel like it's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more subtle, isn't it? But you can feel it, you can sense it. It's almost like obscured in the sense that people have been kind of taught in a way not to speak up or not to challenge that authority. But if we see wrong, ladies and gentlemen, we got to say something about it. We got to put awareness towards that. We have to. Like, you have a voice for a reason, so you can use it. For real. And I'm not even here to tell you you should do this or you should do that. I'm not telling you what you should think or what you should not think. No. The information you think on your own. Otherwise, you're a slave to the words that you know. You understand? Because if you don't think that information on your own, then whose thoughts are those? You understand? So take a step back and think, well, how do you really feel? Not how have you been manipulated to feel? What have you been told to feel? No. What do you feel? What do you think? What do you see? Sometimes you gotta take all the thoughts out of your mind and just look at reality, look at truth and see it for what it is. Okay? So right now, this is not anything about politics. This is not anything about trying to get you to do things or to make you think a certain way. No, I'm just pointing you in the direction like, hey, open your eyes. That's all. That's all. You make your own thoughts. You choose to believe what you want to. But like, hey, pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, like, whatever. I'd love to hear from y'all though, and what y'all believe, what y'all think, because let's face it, where else do we have platforms where we can really openly and freely talk about these things without judgment, just being honest? So, use my comment section for that, because let's be real. Like, there's a lot of BS out there, and how many people are actually aware and opening their eyes to what's going on? Sure, it's a lot more than before, but like, bruh, we gotta be aware. That's all I'm trying to say. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate y'all for